I didn't know what was going on with Google Analytics, but apparently, well, it's been declared illegal in Italy, but this is not the first place. A week ago, the French Data Protection Agency published guidelines on Google Analytics, resulting from statements made earlier in the year when it banned the use of Google Analytics. More and more EU states coming to the same conclusion that Google Analytics is illegal. Now, before we go further into this site where I found this story, simplyanalytics.com, they created competing platform for Google Analytics.
Oh, okay.
So just to provide a little bit more texture there on what's going on. But apparently, because everything gets sent back to Google or sent back to the U.S., it's in breach of many of Europe's privacy laws. That would need it to be anonymized before it got shipped over there, the information, and that there are more privacy concerns resulting as a consequence of how the technology is currently implemented. I have to imagine that this has the potential to affect a variety of Google products in which you have any type of centralization. Google has obviously run into issues in other places, but not around necessarily privacy, but in other places where governments wanted information prior to it going straight to Google. Italy becomes the third country to ban Google Analytics after a complex investigation and coordination with other European privacy authorities. It reached the same conclusion as the Austrian Data Protection Authority, which was first to rule the use of Google Analytics illegal. The problem is the transfer of personal data to the United States, Google being a U.S. company. The main reason for introducing GDPR law in 2018 to protect the privacy of EU citizens. Data being transferred to the U.S., obliged to hand it over. So it's not that the data is being just transferred to the U.S. It's the fact that Google could then be obliged in the U.S. to supply that data to the government or to law enforcement in the event that there was some sort of ongoing investigation. They couldn't say no. And obviously in other countries, they might not like that very much or agree to it. There was presented a couple of potential solutions from Google, none of which were accepted as far as this story seems to imply. But like I said, this is just Google Analytics. I have to assume that many of Google's products work in this fashion and could be analyzed as such and could be outlawed as such. But then the company goes on to promote their analytics product, which is full privacy all the time and illegal nowhere, because I presume everything happens locally in the nation in which it's being deployed.